Hey guys, today we're gonna be going over a topic that I don't even think is that known or asked that often, but is CapKan a roamer kind of guy um or a anchor? Now this probably is already solved for most people. That's probably because you've been playing this game since the start of it. But you know what, shut up and listen. Just let me quickly explain. First off, I wouldn't really call myself a noob at the game. I pretty much know the basics. I know what pretty much all operators do. I mean, with flying and think, yeah, a bit, but generally speaking, I know what all of the operators do and their different gadgets. Now, the thing is that one of my favorite defending operators, KapKan, pretty much, I want to see, is he more or less of a roamer, or is he more of a, okay, so is he more of a roamer, or is he more of a anchor? Let me explain both of those two different things. The first is, a roamer is pretty much a guy who roams around trying to kill any flankers or rushers that are going in. And pretty much the anchor is a guy who kind of just sits in the objective room, just waiting for something to happen. Now, this is pretty curious in my opinion, or this makes me very curious to know. So anyways, I'm going to going over what KapKan's weapons are, his gadgets, and whether I think he should be a roamer or a anchor. Let's get right into the video. So, let's first off talk about his weapons. He has two weapons, in fact. Let me actually just pull it up real quick. After my stupid ass game will load. Let's see here. Operators, defenders, KapKan. Here it is. So he has two primary weapons. He has the SASG-12, which is a semi-auto shotgun favored by Spetsnaz, limited range, large speed, or large spread decreases accuracy. Then there's a 9x19 VSN, which is a submachine gun, which is close to mid-range 9mm submachine gun with high penetration, favored by Spetsnaz, and it has 34 damage, but that's because I think of my attachments. 750 fire rate, mobility is 50, and capacity is 30, and also the SAS, or the shotgun, it does 50 damage. It's only one fire rate. It's only like it's obviously a semi-auto, so the capacity is 10 and the mobility is 50. So it depending on what weapon, depending on if you're gonna roam with KapKan or not. I would say if you're roaming, even if you're roaming, and also if you're holding a place down, you should use the shotgun. And I don't know, maybe if you're also holding down, you should use the 9x19. Now let's move on to secondary weapons. The GSH-18, which is a handgun, so is a PMM. This is a Spetsnaz 9mm short-range semi-auto pistol with low recoil and low damage. The damage is 44, it's only one shot, it's semi-auto. The mobility is 50, and the capacity is 18 shots. The PMM is a 9mm short-range handgun with high stopping power, favored by Spetsnaz. Now let's move on to the other gadgets. He has a nitro cell, which is a remote detonation C4 explosive, and then the impact grenade, it's a grenade that implodes on impact, or explodes on impact. So depending on your kind of combination of guns, this will really vary depending. So I'm going to create there's a few different types. Okay, so you can use you can use a submachine gun with the GSH-18, or you can use the submachine gun or the SMG with the PMM. You can use the SAG-12 and the GSH-18, or you can use the PMM handgun. So what I would recommend is using the for roamers, use the S or the shotgun and the PMM, with probably an impact grenade is probably your best bet. And if you're just like an anchor, then you should probably just use the either or weapons, and probably throw on the PMM and maybe nitro cell if you're anchoring. If you're not, then use the impact grenade. Okay, so now let's move on to his gadgets. His gadgets are pretty much traps that will not kill but injure or possibly kill an enemy. Now, pretty much, I think that this guy is more or less supposed to be a roamer because he has 5 traps, which is pretty much a lot, and I don't think that there's any map with over 5 doors that are leading to the objective, or at least like 3 windows or 2 doors or something like that. I don't think that there's 5 entry points in one room. I'm not too sure. But pretty much, yeah, I don't think there's a 5 entry, little thing or whatever, a room. So pretty much, I think that this guy is more or less, just depending on how and who you are. If you're a guy who likes to save traps, then go ahead and be an anchor. Just place some traps down in your room, camp somewhere, and then once the game starts where you shoot, or the action phase, go somewhere else and place some traps. That way the guys can't get in. Now, if you want to be a roamer, then I recommend just placing down a trap near where the entry point is, and then after just trapping the entire place up until you think you're good. And then after, just wait until people come in, start killing them, and yeah. So, now the third part of the video, or the last one. Is he a roamer, or is he a anchor? I would personally say he is going to have to vary on your map, because let's say you're on maybe house, then you should probably roam because it's a very, very small map. But yeah, this really varies on if you like your map, your friends or your randoms operators and how they play them. This just really varies on. It doesn't only vary on you, but it also varies about the map. It varies about all of that stuff. Okay, so I'm not too sure about this. So you guys decide in the comments below, but I'm going to personally say for this video that KapKan is meant to probably, not it is, because obviously it's not that he's guaranteed, but in my personal opinion, I would say he is a roamer because he has 2 armor and 2 speed, meaning that he's going to be able to get around pretty quickly. Not the quickest like Ash or the Recruit, but I would say pretty quickly. So this guy is going to have to be a roamer. So guys, I'm not too sure about this. This also has to vary about you and how you play. But anyways, that is all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and pretty much just comment down. Like I said, comment down. What do you think that KapKan is? Is he more of a roamer? Is he a anchor? What kind of guy is this guy? And leave it down in the comments below, because I really, really want to hear you guys' your opinions and all of that stuff. So anyways, guys, unfortunately this is the end for the video. If you enjoyed, like I said, subscribe, blah 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 blah. Anyway.